2. What's going on, folks? It's your man JQ. This is Geeked Out on Deftal Radio.
Yeah!
It's just us two, and this is free.
What's up?
So yeah, as you can see, there's no Chandler. There is no Megan because I don't know. We're just trying some new things here.
Yeah.
And I know Chandler's busy getting ready for San Diego next week. So
right. I think we're all getting ready for San Diego next week. But Chandler and his company, they do the CGC grading for San Diego.
So they got
a lot of stuff
to prepare for.
And of course, Megan is working and she's doing auditions and all kinds of crazy stuff in Hollywood.
Plus, it's your boyfriend's birthday today, so
happy birthday!
Before we start the show, I want to take a minute to recognize a gentleman that unfortunately passed away yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Like 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Thomas Farr is one of the great friends of the show, great friends of Desert Wind and Celestial Comics, LFDL Comics. Passed away, and he was always a fixture at San Diego Comic-Con. We'd always see him there, and unfortunately, he's onto another journey. So we want to take a minute to send prayers out to the family, and just praying for Thomas and his new journey. So, Thomas, we love you. Different adventure.
Yeah, it's weird. Like every Sunday I've done so far, San Diego Comic-Con, I've always been there.
Yeah.
He's always been at the booth. We've always had great conversations. We talk about Warhammer 40K and the Space Wolf and that he's a part of.
And
his knife, I guess, his cutlery work and everything that he does. So I'm going to miss him. He's always
we're
been
gonna miss
there.
him, yeah.
So, again.
Yeah, last memory I have of him was obviously last San Diego, and when we were there, he was showing off the boots he made. Those cool, remember those boots he made?
He made Captain America boots.
Yeah, the Captain America boots.
Awesome.
Those things are awesome. And then he had these gloves, interesting gloves. I don't know what the purpose was because it wasn't a full like leather glove. It was like the top of the hand was covered, and then there was like a little thing here, and then like I guess the fingertips. And there was some metal work done too on it, so it was awesome. It was a very talented man, and we're so sad to see him gone. So if you guys get a chance, just send out a prayer to him and his family.
Semper Fi.
Semper Fi. So yeah, we got a great show for you guys today. I put the questions for top 3 together, and
they're doozies, man.
these are crazy because I was like, man, I actually got to write notes for this because usually I look at the questions, I'll just kind of wing it and like do it. But this time around, I was like, dude, this is.
I gotta admit, this is very cerebral. Like normally it's like who would be like a better in a fight, Superman or Goku?
I know,
that kind of thing. But now it's like wow, like he went kind of deep on these questions. It's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah. So and luckily for us, we got both of us here, and it's not 4 people trying to fight for time. So
yeah,
we get to talk about it. So. But yeah, anyways, we got a great show for you guys today. We're going to talk about that. San Diego Comic-Con is next week.
Woo!
Next week. So unfortunately, we're not going to have any videos drop until after we get back. Hopefully, you get some cool footage. We'll get some good interviews. Yeah, if you guys end up going to San Diego Comic-Con, we're going to be at booth 4201.
Yes.
Hall F.
Right in the beginning of Hall F.
Right in the beginning of Hall F. So once you walk through, see us right there in the corner.
Right, so, Desert Wind and Celestial Comics.
Right next to Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
God, do we have anything to look forward to besides the usual stuff that we do? Is there anything going on in that's big in San Diego this year?
Well, I know Will Spataccio and a whole bunch of other creators. They're doing a panel called "How to Draw Comics," and it's like for Will Spataccio and all these other creators to do something like that. I mean, I think that was probably going to be one of my highlights.
Yeah.
That's going to be a great panel. Of course, all the Jimmy stuff and all that. I know Ken Lashley has a few panels that he's doing, and he's featured at a few different tables. So there's things to do. Yeah. San Diego, I mean, it's a whole other regular convention. And the reason why I say that is because you have to really pick and choose what you want to do. Like, everybody has their own San Diego experience. Mm-hmm. Some people just go to Hall H and sleep in the grass so they can see Chris Evans 2 days later, Some people only go for the exclusives, for the pop, vinyls and all that stuff. Some people go just to see Conan. Some people just go, to look at new comics that are coming out and support independent comic creators that are still going to San Diego. So I mean, there's so much to do. You got to pick and choose what you do.
Yeah,
So.
my sister's actually coming down from up in the Bay Area, so
nice.
she's gonna come with her family. But I was only able to get her a badge, so she's gonna come inside and check it out, whatever, and get do whatever she has to do, get exclusives and whatnot. But the family's just gonna be wandering around the gas lamp.
I gotta tell you, you can go to gas lamp, then you can go to the marina side, and the marina side has free stuff that has to do with San Diego too.
Yeah.
The convention. And keep in mind, his sister, her and her whole family are like super nerd geeks, and I love them. Right? I mean, they're in band. Like she's like band mom or whatever it's called, and they're so interesting just to sit there and talk to. I could talk to them for hours. But because they're geeks, like they're like showing me like, dude, you got to see this Iron Man I got. You got to like they bring out their lightsabers and everything. So it's gonna be a great time for them. If you're gonna be at San Diego, don't forget to come check us out. Booth 4201, and it's right when you first walk into Hall F.
At the cusp of Hall F and Hall E.
Yes.
Because you walk through one door, it's Hall F. Walk through the other, it's Hall E. So we're right there. It's not hard to find us. We'll be there. I don't know, what's my schedule? Wednesday 6 to 7, then Friday, Sunday. Yeah, and then you're the opposite days, right?
Yes, I'm Thursday and Saturday.
So yeah, windows are kind of small. So if you guys are good looking just for us, you guys got to follow our schedule. Follow us on we'll put the schedule up on our Geeked Out page, so you guys can check that out.
Geeked Out, Instagram, all that stuff.
So, anyways, God, did you see Far From Home yet?
You know what? I'm sorry to say this because I'm such a nerdy geek dude that I should have seen it, but I haven't.
Not a big deal.
But we can still talk about it.
We'll talk about it real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so here's the spoiler-free kind of version of it. I thought the movie was freaking amazing. I loved it. The backstory that they had for Mysterio, awesome, because they flipped it so that so the original story of Mysterio was that he was a disgruntled like FX guy, right? Like he just like.
Oh, okay.
Like that's
you work for Disney. He's like, I don't want to work
exactly,
for Disney.
exactly. Like imagine the guy that works for like Pixar, and then like all of a sudden he's just mad because or Industrial Light and Magic. He's like, oh man, hate this. I'm gonna take it out in the world. I'm gonna start robbing banks using high quality illusions. So it's kind of like that. But then they flipped it and made it relevant to the MCU.
Oh, okay.
Great story. Great story. No real plot. I'm thinking like usually when I'm watching these movies, I think of like, okay, well, what's the first plot hole I'm gonna find? There's no plot holes. Man.
Really?
I loved it, man. I loved it. And then on top of that, when you guys get a chance, if you guys haven't watched it yet, stick around for the post credit scene, both of them, because there's a couple cameos. Oh no, 2-3 cameos in there that you're gonna be like,
just what? Mind blown.
What? But when we talked about with the passing of Tony Stark and Spider-Man, I think one of the recurring themes that we've been talking about is like, well, okay, this is the perfect opportunity for Iron Man to pass the torch on to Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And you see that in the movie.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
So yeah,
see, I was hoping for that because the MCU started off with Iron Man, and they didn't even know if it's going to be a hit.
Yeah.
Right. So they're like, we'll put it out there. If it hits, then we keep going. If not, then oh well.
Yeah.
Then it just becomes another Blade or whatever. And so for them to start off and end with Iron Man, it would be awesome to see them start off with his kind of protege in the MCU. Not in the comics, but in the MCU. Peter Parker taking on that helmet.
Yeah.
Taking us to the next phase.
A great example of this, there's a part where where Peter's putting together his suit, his new suit, because he's in Europe and he doesn't have one, like they say in the trailer and whatnot. But they show him, and it's exactly like Iron Man 1, when he was using the computer graphics and like putting it together, exactly like it. And it just sitting there like, oh wow, this is why Tony loves Peter so much. So.
I mean, because not only that, he recognized the fact that Peter's actually brilliant.
Yeah.
He's an absolute genius. So, that's a really cool connection.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah, guys, check it out, man. Spider-Man: Far From Home in theaters now. I'm sure it's going to be in theaters for a while. So
From 1 to 10.
1 to 10, I would give it. I would give it a solid 8.
Really?
With 9 being like my Captain America.
Winter Soldier?
No, the first one.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I can't even remember the title, but the
First Avenger.
First Avenger. Yes, that is my number one.
Yeah, that's my epitome.
Yeah, so 8. It would be a solid 8. So guys, check it out when you get a chance. But yeah, I guess go ahead and take a break, and when we get back, our top 3 topics of the day. Stick around. Welcome back, guys. It is your top 3 topics of the day.
Geeked Out top 3 topics of the day.
Topic numero uno. Step out of your comfort zone for a bit. Name a book that you've wanted to check out that you normally wouldn't.
Ooh. See, okay, if I go mainstream, and again, I hate to admit this, but when I'm talking like what I normally pick up would be like Joe Benitez, Lady Mechanica, some stuff from Aspen, of course, Marvel, DC, all their, especially now, a lot of like say Batman and Superman, they have, or Action Comics, whatever, they have like the thousandth of, volume issue. I haven't actually picked up a Spider-Man in a long time until just recently. The reason why is because Ken Lashley is actually taking the helm on one of the books, and he does the internal pages. The Hunted from Spider-Man is actually a pretty good story
I
so
picked
far.
that up. I haven't finished it, but I
Right?
picked it up. It was dope.
That'd be my mainstream one that I would say I normally don't pick up, but I picked it up. I think another one, like if you go not mainstream, I haven't fully read, or I haven't read it in so long that I actually forgot the story of Love and Rockets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love and Rockets, Monstrous. I mean, there's so many that I haven't really picked up. But yeah, I think Love and Rockets on the independent level. The story, I remember, I mean, it's won so many awards, and there's a reason for that. The artwork is great. The story is just fantastic. Tremendous story. So I think Love and Rockets would probably be mine, only because death, the high cost of living, I already read that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's probably it. Love and Rockets. What about you, man?
I am gonna go with Sandman.
Sandman from Vertigo.
Yes, Vertigo, the DC imprint. So my usual is X-Men, and whatever cool storyline, like like the War of the Realms right now.
Yeah,
that's like stuff that I would pick up. Like Paper Girls is something that I normally wouldn't pick up, but
but we picked it up.
I picked it up,
and it's great.
It's a great story. But Sandman, I've always heard like how good it is, and the longevity of the book has been like for I don't know what 80s, 70s, 80s.
I think started early 80s. I think.
So it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
And it's had a great following, and I just don't know the story. I don't know the characters. I just know that it's a good book, and I think I need to pick it up sometimes.
Right. Like I think, well, especially Sandman, it has to be a great story because of its cult following. I mean, we're talking like this was an independent where at the time when it came out, everything was X-Men, Avengers, the Justice League, all the superhero big shoulder pads kind of comics, and this one was just chugging along. Just going and going, and it had nothing to do with big shouldered, big guns, all that stuff. But it gained a cult following to this day. Mike Kaluta, he did a couple of covers and everything for them. Alan Moore wrote it for a long time. I mean, I agree. Sandman is one of those that if you haven't picked it up, pick it up. You start from the beginning. You know what I mean?
That's a lot. I'll have to pick up a lot of anthologies and compendiums.
Yeah, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why a lot of people don't get into it is because of the history. It's kind of like, well, I don't know who X-Men is, so I should start from the beginning. Well, you got 40 years to read. Same thing would go with Sandman. You got over almost 30, almost 40 years of backlog. So yeah, it kind of hinders you from actually picking up the book because you know that if you actually do get into it, which you are, you're gonna have to read and read and read and read. It's gonna take up a lot of your time.
Yeah.
But it's worth it though.
I'll have to find a Cliff's Notes version of it.
Right. It's like a Wikipedia page. Let's see what happens.
Cool. So Sandman, and then yours was again
Love and Rockets.
Love and Rockets. There it is. All right.
Question
number 2. Okay. You're in an elevator with a network TV exec, and you need to pitch him or her a TV series based on a comic book. Name the actors, the genre, and the feel of the show. Elevator pitch me.
Elevator pitch. Now, if you don't know what an elevator pitch is, that means that you literally have the time from you press the button of like whatever floor you need to get to. Hopefully, it's the penthouse, so you have a longer time.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're on the second floor, you're screwed.
Yep.
But you have just literally about a 2-minute span from the lower level to the top to pitch what you want and have the executives green light. So, with that being said, personally, as an independent creator, I would actually pitch my own comic.
Yeah.
It's called The Contractor, and it's a worldwide adventure story based on the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. Now, the night that Abraham Lincoln got assassinated at the theater, he had his security detail. There was 2 brothers in the security detail. When the assassination happened, they're the ones that were in charge of finding out the true conspirators of the assassination. And in doing so, they had to go to all these parts of the world because it's a worldwide event. And so they've been to Thailand, to the Caribbean, to all these Asian countries, Europe, London, all these places. So that's where it's based on. It's a steampunk adventure. So you'd have a lot of 1800s, like late 1800s, and there's cowboy scenes. There's places in London. All these.
You had a pirate ship in there too.
I have a pirate ship, because they got to go sailing.
Yep.
There's no airplanes.
Yep.
I mean, according to some people, there were.
I know exactly where we're going
Fake
with that.
news.
Anyways.
But so yeah, like it's a whole adventure. It's probably going to take about 7 seasons and a movie, because that's like that's the
like a
pitch right
benchmark.
there. That's the benchmark. The Contractor, the steampunk adventure for everyone.
So who okay, even before you say something, and I don't think you've watched this show. There's a show called Warrior on Showtime. It's it's basically a show that was originally written by Bruce Lee, and the family finally found the scripts and
Really?
brought it to life.
Oh, I got to check that out.
But they had this Irish guy in there, and every time I see him, I think, oh, dude, that would be like if the Contraptor was a TV series, he would be the perfect Contraptor.
On the Warrior. See, well, okay, so I don't know. You ever seen that movie, Standing Tall, with The Rock?
Yeah.
The bad guy in there with the like silver blue eyes.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy. Oh, Dum Dum Dugan.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because he can grow the mustache.
Yeah.
He looks exactly. He's got the bowler cap on and everything.
That'd be him.
Yeah, that would be.
Oh,
that'd
dude,
be the
that's
guy.
perfect. Perfect casting.
I forgot his first name, but his last name is Donahue. And Neil Donahue, that's his name.
Yeah.
And that'd be my casting for him. And there's female characters all over the place. So yeah, I mean, Salma Hayek would be in it.
Oh.
She'd be one of the Caribbean pirates.
And it'd be perfect because like wasn't she in Wild Wild West?
Yes.
With Will Smith.
Which is well, okay. So if you don't know what the steampunk genre is, think of Wild Wild West with
Will Smith and
Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
Right.
Perfect.
So that's it. That'd be my pitch.
Oh man, that's awesome.
There
dude.
you go.
So okay.
What about you, man?
So I totally whiffed and was like totally forgot about my own personal book.
Me too. Until like literally like right before the show.
Lucky. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give you what I put down, and then after that I'll give you my quick Kowal pitch. So okay. So the book that I think would do great as a TV series is called Low. It's an Image Comics book.
Oh.
Written by Rick Remender and art by Greg Tocchini.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, you have to check it out. Like the artwork is amazing.
It's called Low. L-O-W?
L-O-W.
Okay.
So basically, the synopsis of the movie is that it's the future, and it's the surface of the Earth has become uninhabitable. So what they do is that everybody's retreated to the water.
Oh, okay.
So they all live underwater, and then what they've done is because they know that the end of the Earth is coming, they send out probes to space to find other planets.
Okay.
But in the meantime, there's all kinds of like just crazy post-apocalyptic stuff happening underwater that's happening, and like some great stuff. But
that's interesting.
Yeah, like so the way that I pictured it, because of the way that the artwork is and the way that the angles are shown. If you ever pick up the book, you'll know what I'm talking about. It looks very Stanley Kubrick-ish. Stanley Kubrick is Clockwork Orange. What is Eyes Wide Shut? The Shining, like very wide shots, but very like the way that they just there's a lot of depth and stuff in the shots. Same thing with the artwork. So I
can't do that, Hal.
Right? So I think if you take that very Kubrick approach to the show, it looked great. As far as the cast goes, so there's two characters in there. It's definitely not the whole cast, but there's a couple. It's Tasha Kane and Della Kane, sisters.
Okay.
And I picked Haley Steinfeld as one of them.
Ah, love her.
Yep. And Chloe Grace Moretz, I think, will do it.
Oh, and they're supposed to be sisters?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So,
perfect casting.
Yeah. So that was my choice. And then as far as the Kowal, so.
Okay, wait, and go.
Okay. So Kowal would be, if you guys don't know already, it's your combination of Captain America and Robin Hood dealing with the Philippine government in the future. And I just, like when you look at it, you see very deep contrast in the society with very futuristic buildings, and then you got the slums. So as far as the look of it, I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know who would be a good pitch for that.
Who was that Filipino wrestler?
Oh, so casting for Kowal.
Casting.
T.J. Perkins.
There you go. That's his name.
And then next time I see T.J., I'm gonna pitch you, bro. So
because honestly, I look at T.J. I remember seeing pictures of him recently.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you like look perfect in that Kowal suit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Somebody actually pointed that out too. On Instagram. It's funny. So, but yeah, that would be it. So yeah.
What about the bad guy for Kowal?
The bad guy. So
with the black glowing hand.
That one. Okay. So I based that character. His name is Roman. I based him off of Dave Bautista's character in. Oh God! It was a 007 movie. Spectre.
He was in that?
Yeah.
I had no idea. So, I gotta watch Spectre now.
So he was the guy. He walked in. He was almost like imagine a very quiet, buff um, 007, but a bad guy.
Oh, okay.
That's his character. Like you have the nice cars, you have the nice suits and gadgets and all that, but he was just very quiet. But yeah, that's who I based him off of.
There you go. So David Bautista, you got another job.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. So Low, Koal, Contraptor.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Well, staying on the lines of like independent comics that aren't our own creations.
Yeah.
Paper Girls.
Oh God, that would be
Right?
dude. If you guys like Stranger Things, I think Paper Girls would be like just the next, like the
Yeah.
common sense just to go to watch it.
I mean, it's an amazing story. I don't know who I'd cast because I just thought of it now.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see Paper Girls come to life on the
dude,
screen.
dude.
Yeah.
You would have to find because like I mean it has all the elements of Stranger Things. It has like the weird creepy monsters.
You got the sci-fi adventure.
You got the sci-fi adventure. You got the kids. Set in the 80s.
Set in the 80s.
So
it's nostalgic. I mean,
yep.
I think probably that's one of the reasons why it hasn't gone, is because of Stranger Things. It's
It's
like,
very
we already got
similar,
we already got the kids on bikes and
Yeah.
stuff, so we'll wait on.
But it would work. It would
Yep,
work.
absolutely.
It would work. So, anyways, let's
Okay.
move right along to topic number 3. Okay. Iron Man, the X-Men, and even the Punisher have been given the anime treatment and have done fairly well.
Mm-hmm. Anime, not animation.
Not animation, anime,
Anime.
Japanese animation. Okay, pick a hero from an international property that you think would be a hit if it were converted to an American property.
Oh.
So kind of like the reverse. So like you think like One Punch Man or like freaking I don't know Transformers,
Yeah.
Macross, whatever. What would, or do you want me to let you stew on that and I'll answer?
You go ahead and answer
Okay.
first.
So I chose, there's 2 properties that I think would really do well because I've seen live action versions of it, or one of them. So one of them is Battle of the Planets. So I don't think you remember. So Battle of the Planets, or it was, that was the American name of it. The Japanese version is G-Force.
Oh, with the yes.
I actually have, Japan actually put out a live action version probably around maybe a year after the first Avengers movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
So you got all that, the costumes and the effects. It was off the hook, man. Like,
Oh man.
like I'll show you the trailer later. But
Okay.
imagine. So I'm thinking like that. It would be a crazy good, like there like if it was translated into as an American property, it would be amazing. I think. My other one would be Gundam. Any one of the Gundam stories. Just pick
Anyone.
one.
Throw a dart at the wall and just hit one.
I mean, like with all the mech, like Transformers, and then you have what's the one with the kaiju in it? With the first one was with Idris Elba.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah, Pacific
Yes.
Rim, like stuff like that. Like I could just imagine like a Gundam movie like that. So
Yeah.
I think they're actually going into production within the next couple of years.
I know that I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. I also have 2. Are you done with yours?
Yeah, I'm done.
So I also have 2. One of them would be Akira,
Ooh.
right?
Ooh.
Because I want to see that motorcycle.
Yeah.
And I want to see that big arm just go nuts. But I know that, like, I hate to say it, but American style, like when they did Dragon Ball, they messed
Oh,
that up.
God.
When they did Airbender, they messed that up.
Oh,
So,
God.
it's like one of those, that property is so true to heart for me that I don't know if I want to see it Americanized,
Yeah.
but I also want to see it. So,
Oh,
but yeah.
hold on.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi. Remember the guy who did Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah.
Release date, May 2021, Akira.
What? Okay, so that
you get your wish.
I get my wish. Yes. Okay, so Akira would be one.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's produced by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well, yeah, dude, he's a nerd.
Yeah.
He's a total nerd. But again, we're not talking live action though, right? We're talking Americanized
Oh, either one. doesn't
anime.
matter.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking. Wait, the question was, we transfer from Japanese to American or
Yeah.
American to Japanese?
Japanese to American.
Japanese to okay.
Because, I mean, really, there's no real other big... I mean, Chinese have some, Koreans have some, but,
Yeah.
but Japanese is the big...
I wouldn't mind seeing like Hindu, like Indian, because they have Ganesh and all that.
Mhm.
That'd be kind of cool too.
Mhm.
But again, sticking with the Japanese thing, Akira would be one. Oh man, I mean, Robotech would be dope.
Oh, man.
Robotech Macross series, or even like the Zentradi Invasion. Oh man, I can just like with a cyclone motorcycle.
dude.
I have to think about motorcycles for some reason. I don't even ride. But like the most I ride is a moped because I don't know how to like change gears.
Yeah, me neither.
But yeah, to see that would be cool. But because that's off the table. Ooh,
See, I'm just looking this stuff
Guyver?
up. Like, Guyver. Well, Guyver had a live action. It was cheesy though.
Yeah.
This Power Rangers cheesy, but
yeah, exactly. I think if they'd done it right.
yeah. I mean, no. I mean, the suit looked dope,
Yeah.
but it was still
cheesy.
cheesy.
I don't know, man. One Piece would actually be kind of a cool one.
Which was One Piece again?
One Piece is like the anime that's based on pirates,
Okay.
and the main character has a super.
Oh
long
yeah.
You know,
Okay.
he's got that circle hat.
Yeah.
That I think I would actually be more inclined to see that as an American, like maybe live action or whatever, because it's pirates.
Yeah.
And every character is different. Every character looks cool, because Japanese characters look cool. That's what they do. They have big anchors for some reason.
Hell of random stuff.
Right. I think that'd be kind of a cool one too. So
Yeah.
Those would
So
be my
I'm just looking this up, and like 2017, this article came out, and apparently Sony still has the rights to the Robotech movie.
yeah, well, hopefully they do what they did with Spider-Man, and say, why don't you go ahead and release it, and we'll just take a cut of it, and our cut is still $1 billion, so we're good.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, Macross, and then what did I say? Battle of the Planets and Gundam. Awesome.
yeah.
And that's it for our top 3 topics of the day. So when we get back, we're gonna wrap this show up. Stick around. Welcome back, folks. We're back. That's it for our show. Before we close this out, I'm going to really chat about this real quick.
Okay.
So the month of July is going to be a big pivotal month for the X-Men,
Yes.
because what they're doing is that they're all the X-Men blues, reds, yellow, gold,
Purple, green.
plaid, all those books, and then like everything else that accompanies those books are finishing in the month
Done.
of July. And then writer extreme Jonathan Hickman, who's been known to just revive properties and do some amazing stuff, especially with like the Avengers was his last, I think, big Marvel project. He's coming out with 2 books. 2 books, that's it.
That's it.
House of
Two-
X, yeah. House
2
of-
X-Men books.
2 X-Men books.
Okay.
House of X and Powers of X.
So wait, Uncanny X-Men, they're all gone?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow.
I believe so.
Wow.
He's wiping the slate clean. And if you guys are following him on Twitter or Instagram, whatever, he just drops clues. Like I don't know if you guys can see this, but he dropped this weird random picture. Like it's just a bunch of symbols, and he says, "I've done it again."
So basically, it's like
Like what?
I'm the Zodiac killer. You figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Like what are we looking at here? What are we trying to figure out? But in terms of how much of an impact that this changes, they're putting it up there with X-Men #1, Jim Lee. 8 million copies.
Wow.
Remember the House of X, the
Yes.
original House of X that happened? That was a big thing because you were looking at the landscape of just all mutant kind being changed. Even like what's that? Giant Size X-Men #1. Remember that?
Yep.
When the new came.
When the new team came out.
So they're hyping it up to be that level of importance.
Wow. See,
Or-
well, this is what I'm talking about. This is great for the industry because you kind of saturate the industry with all these stories about a single character. Say, for example, the X-Men, right? A single group. But you have all these different storylines going on.
Yep.
That you kind of get confused on the 8 different books that they're in.
Yep.
Because you don't know where Nightcrawler is going from here to here to here to here.
Yep.
At least with this, you have one writer, 2 books, going in the same direction, doing what they have to do, and it gets people more involved.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yep.
Yes.
So here's the quick synopsis. House of X is a story about a pivotal month in the history of the X-Men where everything changes for mutants on Earth. And in Powers of X, that's a story about the history of mutants in the Marvel Universe. So one's talking about this whole change that's going to happen,
The future,
and then the other one's just the history. So
the past.
yeah, it's going to be exciting. I can't wait. It's going to come out this month.
Yeah.
And because I mean, really, if you look at the trend of what I was picking up as far as books go, I wasn't picking up any X-Men books.
Me neither.
Maybe I'll pick up one here and there just to see what's going on, but not enough for me to just be interested in what's going on.
I gotta be honest, I picked up the X-Men books. The last time I did was when Ken Lashley was drawing it.
Yeah.
That's it. And he only drew like I think 4 or 5 issues or something like that. Now he's on Spider-Man, so I'm picking up Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, the X-Men storyline back in the days, from Uncanny to X-Men #1.
Yep. Yep.
Like it went from a transition where you knew what was going to happen in Uncanny. You had your team of Mark Silvestri, Will Spartaccio, all those guys.
Yep.
Then Jim and Chris Claremont.
Chris Claremont.
They took over for X-Men #1, but there's 2 different teams going in the same direction. 2 different teams still kind of coming together. Even in X-Men #1 back then with Jim Lee,
Yeah.
like Chris Claremont knew that he still had to have the characters like Colossus and all that on Team Gold. Even though he was writing for Team Blue, he still knew that you have to incorporate that in order for it to be sustainable with the fan.
Mhm.
So for a long time now, X-Men writers and X-Men editors and all that stuff from Marvel, they had so many different books going in different directions that you just didn't know.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they're finally getting it together. So
It's gonna be awesome.
because I mean, let's be honest, Avengers is a multi-billion-dollar property now. If they can do that, they can do it with X-Men. Now that Disney owns everything,
Yeah.
so why not make it where the fans get back into X-Men? They already love Wolverine. Start loving Cyclops and Colossus and all these other characters that are still in the MCU, that are still in Deadpool and all that stuff, but they haven't come together on a really good, solid book and a solid movie.
Well, I mean, to kind of pace, well, not pace yourself, but like just to kind of see how stuff has changed with the X-Men. Like, one of the biggest deaths in the X-Men universe is Wolverine, right?
Mm-hmm.
He came back.
Yeah, they always come back.
They always come back, but I mean, like it wasn't that big of a deal when he came back. Remember? Like
I remember, like they made a whole Death of Wolverine, 4-part miniseries, and all these kind of things, and everybody's going nuts over it. When he came back, the only thing he came back that separated him from him before
was the claws.
Yeah, the glowing claws and
the heat up claws or whatever.
Right, and they introduced it at New York Comic-Con with a Scott Campbell cover.
Okay.
And it sold. Don't get me wrong, it sold, but
nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, like nobody's like, oh well.
Hey, Wolverine's back, guys. All right.
Right.
But while we're talking about this, I just saw this here. House of X #1 gets a variant cover by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle co-creator Kevin Eastman.
Well, he is a hero and a half show.
True.
So, Kevin is doing a cover. That's awesome. Like we haven't seen him do mainstream stuff in so long. Like I don't even remember when he did a mainstream other than TMNT.
Yeah.
Or something that has to do with the Turtles, like Turtles and Batman, Turtles and this, Turtles and that.
Which is why, like, when I read this, I was like, what? This is gonna be kind of interesting.
That's cool.
There's other stuff here. Like I'm just kind of jumping around comic book resources just to look at like what's been going on. But yeah, I mean, guys, I'm excited for this as an OG X-Men fan.
Right.
I'm ready for this, and I think it's coming out. I think it's House of X comes out July 24th, and then Powers of X comes out a week later.
Well, keep in mind, he has a book signed by a lot of the creators, Jim Lee, Chris Claremont, all these guys. I think Adam Hughes and whatever.
I got Art Adams on that.
Art Adams. And it's a big X-Men book, and it's a hardcover with like the squishy stuff on top, like pillow top. I don't know what to call it, but yeah, it's an amazing book. So yeah, this guy's a hardcore X-Men. I thought I was hardcore X. He's hardcore X.
I'm hardcore X. Anyways, that is it for our show, folks. Thanks for tuning in. As always, hit the subscribe button so you can get, caught up on what we're sending out to you guys. So, yeah, don't forget, San Diego Comic-Con next week. We'll be back the following week. We're coming back on that Monday. And then Tuesday, I'm just going to be, like, in the office, like, sleeping. So, I don't know. We might take another week after that. So, we might take a total of, like, 2 weeks off. And then when we get back, we'll have new material for y'all. So
yes, please subscribe, smash that like button, do everything that you can to kind of support us because we want to do this for you.
As always, I'm your man JQ. This is Free.
Yo!
And this is Geeked Out, and we are out. Peace. Guys, it's your man JQ with Geeked Out right here on Deftal Radio. If you want to get more content from us,
better make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't know what you're missing.